What are the best and the worst things about Celebrity Edge class of ships from Celebrity Cruises? Hi, I'm Gary Bembridge and this is another of my tips for travelers. I have visited and toured Celebrity Edge and I thought I would share with you the things that I think really work on the ship, the things I'm less sure about, to help you decide if Celebrity Edge and the other Celebrity Edge class ships are the right ship for you. First of all, let's talk a little bit about some facts and figures. So Celebrity Cruises has three different classes of ship. They have Millennium class, which is their oldest class. They have Solstice class, and they now have the Edge class. And there will be at least 4 of these ships joining the fleet over the next couple of years. The Celebrity Edge and Celebrity Apex, and more to come. Celebrity Edge ships hold just over 2,900 passengers, and the advantage of being a big ship is it also means that it has lots of choice and lots of different options and facilities on board. So what are the hardware and design changes that they have introduced with the Edge class of ships, starting with Celebrity Edge? Well, one of the most noticeable things is the hull. It's a very different shape and look and feel, and I think it's one of the good things that they've done. It's a beautiful looking structure and a beautiful looking ship. The second thing that they introduced, which is also really obvious, is what's known as the Magic Carpet. This is the structure which is midships and attached on the side of the ships. The Magic Carpet concept was originally aimed at helping to improve tendering people on and off the ship. Obviously, with big ships, the big challenge is getting people on and off when you can't actually dock. So the idea of the Magic Carpet was to create a much bigger space. They've also introduced much bigger tenders, although they call them launches, which can take many more people in a much more luxurious way. So actually, the big advantage of the Magic Carpet is the ability when you're in ports where you have to tender, that you can get on and off much easier, much quicker, and much faster. And that's a really big plus. I would say that's one of the best things about the Celebrity Edge class. The Magic Carpet, of course, has become something a little bit more innovative, so it moves up and down the ship, and what they do is they attach it to various restaurants. So for example, Rouen 5, it expands that. It can also go much higher up and it becomes its own bar and restaurant. Now, depending on what you like and don't like, the design inside the ship is very different. So they partnered with a designer called Kelly Hoppen, who's a very well-known British designer, to really create some of the spaces. The look and feel of the public areas is very contemporary, it's very modern, it's very different to how Celebrity was. It's also, I think, quite different to the other cruise lines. So the look and feel is quite modern, it's quite contemporary. So depending on your design aesthetic and what you like in a cruise ship, this may be either a good thing or a bad thing. One of the really big innovations is the move away from open balconies to infinity balconies, where instead of having a balcony you step out onto, the balcony is incorporated in your cabin, so it makes the cabin much bigger, and then you have a sliding window which slides down, so you don't have a separate balcony you step out onto. Some people love them, some people hate them, but it certainly is very different. So those are some of the key design and structural changes that have been made, which are, in my view, good overall, but I do appreciate that for a lot of people they will be a step too far. Next, I want to talk about some of the product changes on board, some of the things that are very different, particularly if you're familiar with the existing Celebrity product. One of the biggest changes, which again has split people, is they've got rid of the one main dining room and replaced it with 4 separate dining rooms, which you can actually move between. So the 4 dining rooms they now have are Tuscan, which is more Italian inspired, Cyprus, which is more Mediterranean seafood inspired, Cosmopolitan, which is probably the closest, I would say, to the old main dining room, and then Normandy, which is more French inspired. So if you were one of those people that liked fixed dining with the same table and the same staff, this is something that you may feel is less good. On the other hand, there are people who like the idea of having the ability to move around and have different dining experiences during the course of their cruise without having to pay to go to specialty dining, because each of those restaurants is included within the fare. One of the big innovations, although it has had more mixed experiences and feedback, is Eden. Eden is a dining and entertainment venue at the rear of the ship. It's actually over 3 different floors. In the morning, it's designed to be quite restful and peaceful, and they might have things like yoga classes. In the afternoon, it gets a little bit more upbeat. sort of afternoon tea time, gets a little more vibrant. And then in the evening, it turns into something more decadent, and there is a much more immersive dining and show experience. Now, I know that when they first introduced it, it was a little bit more edgy, and they have toned it down a little bit because they found the clientele find it just a little bit too alternative. It's certainly very different. It's very innovative. If it doesn't appeal to you, it's fine. You can just ignore it and just leave it out of your plans. There's certainly plenty of other things that you can do on board the ship. Now, one of the things that Celebrity does focus on is specialty dining. What's good for a lot of people is if they do like specialty dining and are looking for something different, if they'll find on board the Edge class some new dining specialty options. On the other side, there are a couple of old favorites that have disappeared. So let's talk about what they do have on board. They have the Fine Cut Steakhouse. They have Le Grand Bistro, which is French. One of the most fun and innovative things they've got is a thing called Le Petit Chef, which is an interactive dining experience which has projections on the table as they serve the food, tells little stories. They also have venues outside like the Rooftop Garden Grill, which is a great venue, particularly if you're cruising in great weather, and you can go up there and have sort of barbecue style food. A couple of things which they have kept on the dining experience, which Celebrity lovers will really like, is they've kept Blue, which is the specific restaurant for people cruising in Aqua class. They've kept Luminaire, which is the restaurant for people traveling in suites. They've kept Raw on 5, although it used to be on the other ships much more focused on sushi. It's a much more broader seafood restaurant. And certainly for me, I love the fact they've kept that. That's definitely one of my favorite restaurants. And of course, they've kept Ocean View Cafe, which is the buffet restaurant. I really like what they've done with the restaurant. I think it's even better than on the other Celebrity ships, which I already like, with the different stations and theme stations. So I really, really liked the look and the feel of the Ocean View Cafe. So for those people who are real die-hard Celebrity fans, they might be a little bit disappointed that some of the specialty dining has gone. So for example, Murano has gone, and also Silk Harvest, which is one of my absolute favorite, the Asian fusion restaurant. That's not on board the Edge class ship. Of course, like the Murano, the French is now folded into one of the main dining venues. So the upside is you're going to have a slightly French-inspired restaurant within your fare. Another great innovation, I think, on board, if you're a suite cruiser, and Celebrity generally look after suite passengers really well, is they've now created a whole specific dedicated deck for suite passengers called the Retreat. It's a beautiful venue. So if you're traveling in suites now on Edge, you have a very specific space which only you can go to, a very specific deck which only you can go to. So I think that's really great if you're the sort of person who travels in suites. So what about some of the things that are familiar, expected? Have they been improved, or have they got worse? Well, let me talk about a couple of them. First of all, the pool area, the pool deck. They have an indoor pool, they have an outdoor pool. I really love what they've done with the pool deck. I think it feels much bigger, it feels much more spacious, it feels much more contemporary. The pool is a really great size. I think they've really elevated and moved that forward on Edge. I think the other great change is around the theatre. The theatre is now a very modern venue with lots of tech. The shows themselves are pretty similar. They're still a production style show. They do use the technology much more. And as you can see from some of these examples from the show called Kaleidoscope, it's very similar to a lot of cruise fares, very similar to what's on Celebrity. But I really thought the theatre was fantastic, very comfortable seating and a great plus, and I think a real big improvement. The spa and the fitness area is huge. And the fitness area itself is fantastic. So lots of choice in the spa. There's a barbers, hairdresser, nail salon, and a really great spa and fitness area. So I think a real big improvement and move forward on the whole spa fitness area. There's lots of bars, there's a nightclub, and many of the familiar names that you'd expect all around the ship. The kids clubs, I can't really comment on a lot of detail because I haven't really spent a lot of time with the kids clubs. I don't really know the kids clubs. They certainly seemed to be pretty big, pretty modern. They looked pretty impressive. One of the things I did notice is the shops have gone very upmarket. So there's Tiffany's, there's Bulgari, so lots of very upmarket shops. And I guess they've done that for a reason, partly because of the whole image of luxury. They still did have the normal shops you'd expect with, selling merchandise and booze and all that kind of stuff. So the shops certainly have moved forward. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I guess it depends whether you have lots of money and you want to go shopping for Tiffany's on a cruise. The Edge class of ships is very different. It's really moving Celebrity in a slightly different direction. It's much more youthful, it's much more modern, it's much more contemporary. So there's some things here which I think are really appeal to me certainly as a cruiser, that I think are really good. There's a couple of things that I certainly think are watch outs if you do or don't like certain things, like you like the traditional dining experience. You're not going to find that in the same way on board Edge. The great advantage, of course, if Celebrity Edge as a concept and a ship doesn't appeal to you, you still have Millennium class and you still have Solstice class. Having the 3 different classes of ships is great because it talks to all different types of cruises. I have lots more videos about cruising and cruising tips. Why don't you watch another one of them right now?